Hello there guys, it's me Unstable Voltage, and today I wanted to do a little bit of an update video. It's been a while since I have done one. Should really do these more often. The game footage in the background is Overwatch, which is something that I play quite a lot of in my spare time. Never really did it on the channel. It's been a few times I've done videos of it on the channel, but it's not really something that tends to fit in with the other content that I do. Hopefully that will change in the future though, and I'll do more different stuff. It's a little bit weird talking about the game that I'm playing in the background when I'm not actually playing it yet, because I'm recording the audio separately first and I will be playing the game later on, just to get the video footage for this video. The game mode you should be watching is Random Hero, so you start with a random hero and every time you die you get a different random hero. Can lead to some very interesting games, also can lead to some frustrating ones if you constantly get a bad mix of heroes on your team versus the other team usually getting loads of tanks and healers. Anyway, the main reason for doing this video is, first of all, we hit another big milestone a couple of months ago. We actually hit that 10,000 subscriber mark. I honestly didn't think I would be hitting that until Christmas or just after. Most of that comes from Civilization 6. The fact that I got access to an early access copy of the game, courtesy of 2K, was really good. It was a huge boost for the channel in both terms of subscriber numbers. Not the most subscribers I've ever earned in a single month, but certainly the most views. October was the highest views the channel has ever had in a single month. It was about 160,000 views, with November being the second highest views the channel has ever had in a single month. So absolutely fantastic. Obviously that has started to die down now. The Civilization 6 hype has worn off. Lots of other people making videos of Civilization 6 now. But it was really, really great to achieve that, and I'm certainly glad that I'm over that 10k threshold now. Hopefully things will stay strong going forward. As I said, the numbers have already started to drop, but they've not dropped back to pre-Civilization 6 levels yet. In terms of Civilization 6, I've just finished my current game, which is the China one on King difficulty. Had a lot of fun playing it, and I'm at the point now where I think for my next game I want to go up to the high difficulty level. However, the problem that I'm having is Civilization 6 still has a few issues, and part of me thinks I shouldn't stop Civilization 6 content. As I've just said, a lot of people came to the channel over October and November for that Civ 6 content, and I feel if I stop making Civ 6 content, those people might go away because they've come specifically for that stuff. But on the other hand, Civilization 6 still has quite a lot of problems in terms of bad AI that even after the patch doesn't quite behave properly, not to mention issues with diplomacy. So part of me thinks I should carry on making Civ 6 content, and the other part of me thinks I should maybe have a little break from it until they fix some of these issues. The problem is, we don't know how long that is going to be. What I might do is take a little break over Christmas, reapproach Civilization 6 with a fresh head in the new year. Hopefully by the end of the year or early next year, Firaxis will go and fix some more of those problems, because I really am having so much fun with Civilization 6. It is a great game. It's just got these little annoying niggly problems that need to be rectified in order to make it a truly great game, and I really, really do hope it doesn't take them too long to get that sorted out. So I'm going to be carrying on with the other series anyway, EU4, CK2, which I'm quite pleased with how that campaign is going. I've probably jinxed that now by saying that, but we'll carry on with that. City Skylines I have finished because it's been so long since I played that game. I was making a real mess of it. The main reason I actually started playing it again on the channel was because I got natural disasters and I wanted to show that off. I may go back in the new year and actually start another campaign now that I've played with it a little bit more and I kind of sort of remember bits and pieces about how to play. Hopefully if I start again it won't be quite as terrible a city as that one was. But the main issue is I'm going to be away for a week over Christmas, which means it's going to be difficult for me to get everything recorded over Christmas and going into the new year, because I want to be able to carry on having content go out regularly. So I'm trying to get done in advance. There might not be as much content going out over Christmas, but at least there should be something going out. I'd like to give a big thank you as well to all of my patrons. Again, last month, even more patrons than the month before, and the same the month before that. It's always nice every month to see I'm getting new people who are willing to support me. It's an absolutely fantastic feeling. And yeah, big thank you to all of those. Still not back up to where I was a few months ago, there was a while back where I had a couple of people who pledged quite large amounts, which is the reason why that was so high. But it is really, really appreciated because ad revenue is so unreliable with YouTube. And it's not too bad going in November, December, but I know when January and February comes around, that ad revenue just drops away to nothing simply because the advertisers aren't spending as much money on advertising anymore because they do most of their advertising before Christmas. So a really big thank you to all of those people who support me. It really does make a huge difference. Which leads on to another thing. One thing that I'm trying to do now is actually upgrade my PC. I've had my current system now for about 5 years. It's a good strong workhorse. It's been nice and reliable. It is an i7 processor, 3.4 gigahertz, but like I said, it is a few years old. The only thing I've done with this machine is replace the video card and the power supply. So it's actually running an NVIDIA GTX 770. Now, a while ago I did try and upgrade it to a 970. The problem is this motherboard isn't really compatible with any of the newer graphics cards. And it wasn't really the machine that I wanted at the time when I bought it anyway. It was the machine I could afford. So what I want to try and do now is do an upgrade. I've got a little bit of money saved up, and with the extra money that's coming in from Patreon, I'm putting that back into the channel to buy a better PC. So I'm still going to be going for an i7 because I need that for the rendering times. Bit more memory. This system currently only has 12 because one of the slots on the motherboard has failed. So I'm looking at either 16 or 32. But more importantly, the new system that I'm looking at is going to have, hopefully, a 1080 GTX. So I'll be able to run the games in much higher settings. I'll be able to run games not in a high resolution because I'm still only going to be using 1080p monitors. Most of the time I spend gaming these days is spent gaming for YouTube. I don't do an awful lot of gaming outside of my recording videos. I do play things like what am I playing in the background here? Just forgotten the name. It's just completely gone out of my head. Overwatch. I do play Overwatch and a few other games for fun here and there. Recently started playing The Witcher 3 again as well. But probably 90% of my time sat at the computer is recording games for YouTube. So the majority, there is some personal gain from buying a better computer, but it is going to help with YouTube as well. So the other reason why I want the 1080 is not only to run games at a better frame rate and at higher video settings, but I also want to be able to support a dual monitor setup. Because what I'd like to do is get more into streaming. Don't know how you guys feel about that. I've tried streaming a couple of times in the past. Originally started out with Twitch. Only got a couple of dozen followers there, where I've got 10,000 on YouTube, so it didn't make a lot of sense to stream on Twitch. The more recent streams were on YouTube video, which is certainly becoming better. I did pretty well with the streams over Civilization 6 launch, but again, that was mainly because there were a lot of people who were very curious about the Civilization 6 hype that came to watch. But certainly having a dual monitor setup would make it a lot easier for me to be able to manage the stream. On a single monitor setup, I'm basically running the game in full screen mode. I've got an iPad sat next to me with YouTube Gaming app open so I can read the chat. And it makes it very, very difficult to actually see my recording software and know, am I recording? Am I streaming? Is there a problem with the overlay? Is the bitrate suddenly dropped and the video's lagging behind? It'd be nice to have a second screen just so that I can see everything that is going on. So I'm looking at a dual monitor setup. It might take me a month or two to get there because, like I said, still trying to save up. I could... The problem that I have that I'm trying to avoid is I could turn around and go, well, okay, I don't need as big a hard drive or I don't need as much memory, and I could spec the machine down to get one that I can afford right now, but then I'll be upset and disappointed that I didn't just wait and get the best machine that I could, which is what I really want to do. I don't want to have to upgrade again for another 5 or 6 years, hopefully. So let's go ahead and get the best machine that I can at the time. That's kind of the plan there. Again, that might disrupt recording if and when that happens, but hopefully I will be able to diversify the content a bit more, because I would really like to be able to play some games. I don't want to be a channel that gets sort of pigeonholed into just doing one particular game or one particular type of games. And bear in mind, when this channel first started, I'm doing tutorials for Minecraft. Well, actually, when the channel first started, it was for Axis XCOM and Tomb Raider. But what the channel was most known for was tutorials for Minecraft. We then went from Minecraft on to strategy games. And while I do love strategy games, and this will probably always be primarily a strategy game channel, there are other genres of games that I do enjoy playing. I enjoy racing games. I particularly enjoy open world adventure and RPG games, so games like Batman, games like The Witcher, games like Fallout, things like that. Probably not games that I'm going to go back on and record for the channel, because they're games that I've already sort of completed or partially completed, but certainly going forward into the future I may do more of those. I play first person shooters as well. I'm absolutely terrible at most of them, but I do play them, so hopefully that I can diversify and put a few more videos out there. So that's pretty much all I wanted to cover. I just wanted to let you guys know what was going on, just so that you're aware over Christmas if there is a little bit of a drought of content. I will still do my best to make sure there's at least 1 or 2 videos going up every day. And I still need to come up with some more ideas for doing some new series on some new games going into the new year, because I don't just want the channel to keep recycling EU4, CK2, Civ 5 or 6, just recycling the same games over and over again. I would like to come back to Stellaris at some point. They keep patching it and doing things to it to try and make it better. I've had a quick mess around with it since the last patch. From what I hear from other people, it's still not quite there yet, but it might be worth just diving in just to have a little bit of a look at that as well. But hopefully with a more powerful PC, I'll be able to cover a wider range of games, maybe even make more videos. The fact that I'll have a machine that can render faster as well will also mean I'll spend less time rendering and therefore be able to spend more time recording. And it's all thanks to you guys, because the money that I get for being a carer pays for me to live. That's the money that pays food and rent. The money that I'm using to do this, and it's taken a long time, especially when other things start going wrong, like my microphone that died on me some months back. But it's the money that I get from the YouTube ad revenue. It's the money that I get from the Patreon supporters. So all of you that support me, all of you that watch my videos and don't have your ad block on, thank you very, very much, because without that, I would probably be stuck with this same old PC for another 4 or 5 years, and it's getting a little bit long in the tooth now. It's starting to struggle to play some stuff. Particularly Planet Coaster. I wanted to do some videos of that. But one thing that I noticed is that once I start getting a few bits and pieces in the park, it really, really lags. And that's only running at 1080p on sort of medium settings. Now, it might be just that the game's not optimized very well, but I'm sure if I was trying to run it on a better processor with a better video card, that wouldn't be the case. So, once again, I can't state this enough, because I couldn't do this without you guys. I know there are some people that have had YouTube channels for 4, 5, 6 years and still have 50 subscribers. And while I have a lot of fun doing this, if I'd have been doing it for that length of time and only had a small handful of people watching, I'd have probably given up long before now. And I'm absolutely overjoyed that so many people over the last 4 years have subscribed to the channel, have watched my videos, and a big heartfelt thank you to each and every one of you for being there. Some of you that still comment on videos today, names that I recognise from when the channel first started. Some of you are relatively new faces that I see comment on videos quite regularly, and to each and every one of you, all the same, thank you so much for being there with me. So I hope to see you again in the new year with some new and exciting content, and hopefully a bit of a beastly powerful PC. If I end up with something decent, I might even do a little video of it as well, just so you can see what I've got, and maybe update my page and put the spec in, just so people stop asking me, because people do ask every now and then and I can never remember the spec, so I should probably do a spec page for that. So thanks very much guys, I will see you next time, and until then, goodbye for now.